In the realm of the whispered lore, the Demilich emerges, a floating skull draped with an aura of arcane resonance. Gems, one's eyes, now burned with eldritch light, glimpsing the cosmic thread of power. It was mortal, flesh-bound, until arcane alchemy unraveled its form, leaving an enigma suspended between life and death. Gems pierce reality, windows to a past of wisdom, malice, and mystique mastery. This spectral paradox, adorned in gems that pulse with heartbeats, illuminates the eternal dance of ambition and power. The Demilich, a tale that whispers of forgotten spells, ancient rituals, and yearning that transcends the bounds of existence. But to simplify it all, it's basically a floating skull with gems for eyes. Now that we know what a Demilich is, let's talk features. The Demilich's armor class is like a well-dressed fortress, a dapper 20 swathed in the finest natural armor threads, making it even arrows hesitate before RSVPing. And his hit points lodge around at a relaxed 80, having a chat over 32d4 cups of vitality tea, showing that life's a balance between relaxation and adventure. For his speed, it tiptoes at 0 feet, but then an epic twist, it decides to fly at a majestic 30 feet, hovering like a nosy neighbor keeping an eye on things from above. For his strength, it lounges at the bottom of the scale with a recliner and a remote controller, a lazy one that's more into Netflix than lifting. For dexterity, on the other hand, it's doing gymnastics at a dazzling 20, executing a perfect triple flip while juggling daggers just for fun. Keep in mind it has no hands, so I don't know how he's doing this. In Constitution is the unflinching friend at a party, clocking in at 10, neither the life of the party nor pass out in the corner, just keeping things steady. Sounds like my friend Bio. Now, Intelligence struts with a 20, a smarty pants of a bunch, wearing glasses and making witty remarks about the multiverse over cocktails. Yes, indeed, it sounds kinda like me. Lastly, Charisma. The Demilich is a smooth talker at a charismatic 20, charming the pants of everyone, even convincing goblins that they really should give up their treasure. Now we talk about his saving throws. Constitution at a +6, basically the party's designated driver. Intelligence at a +11, the one who wins trivia night every time. Wisdom +9, the one who always has a gut feeling about where the treasure's hidden. And Charisma at a +11, the party spokesperson, because who can resist that charm? Next we have damage resistance. It's his way of saying, yeah, I've seen worse. Magic weapons attempts are like mosquito bites, annoying but ultimately inconsequential. In other words, it's resistant to slashing, bludgeoning, piercing attacks made with magical weapons. We then have its immunities, necrotic, poison, and psychic, or RSVP not attending, and non-magical attacks, bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing are met with a disinterested meh. Following that, conditions try to RSVP to a party, but it's an exclusive guest list. Charmed, deaf, and exhaustion, frightened, paralyzed, petrified, poisoned, prone, and stunned are all told sorry, it's a private event. We then have True Sight, its superpower, with a range of 120 feet, seeing through illusions like their transparent excuses. Then its Passive Perception at a cool 13 has a knack for spotting the misplaced keys and lost plots threads that everyone else missed. I'm looking at you, and by you I mean almost 80% of the player base. Now for languages, it speaks fluid silence, because sometimes actions speak louder than words. And as usual, if you do need your Demilich to speak because you want to make it more dramatic or interesting, fucking go for it, nothing's stopping you. We then have its features, starting with the Demilich's avoidance ability. It's like an undead masterclass in dodging danger. When faced with an effect that could deal half damage on a successful saving throw, the Demilich turns that whole idea on its head. If it succeeded on the saving throw, it brushes off damage like a cobweb, taking absolutely none. Even when it does fail, it's like saying, well, half is better than all, right? Which brings us to its legendary resistances. Here's where the Demilich shows off its A-list status. This spooky boss gets to rewrite the script of its own saving throws up to 3 times a day. It's as if it has a secret stash of success hitting in its lair. Fail a save? Nah, I'll just succeed instead. It's like having a magical panic button for the Demilich's own destiny. Enter immunities, the Demilich's way of saying, hey death, not today. It swats away any attempts to turn it like an annoying fly. It's like it's porting a sign that reads no entry for undead turning effects. Maybe it's just too busy being an otherworldly horror to listen to the call of the afterlife. For combat, Howl is the Demilich's dramatic debut on the terror stage. With this ability unleashes a bone-chilling scream that turns even the bravest adventurers into shivering statues. Creatures in a 30-foot radius who here must roll their constitution saving throws or suffer a fate worse than a bad audition, dropping to 0 hit points. Those who pass are only temporarily relieved, haunted by the fear, until the Demilich's next turn. And Life Drain is like the Demilich's twisted version of a blood donation drive. It targets up to 3 unlucky creatures demanding a constitution saving throw of a DC 19. Those who falter find themselves struck with necrotic damage while the Demilich gains the vitality it leeches from them. It's as if the Demilich is conducting a sinister health exchange program, capitalizing on its dark prowess. Then its legendary actions allow the Demilich to spread terror in the blink of an eye, proving that even in the afterlife, it is a master of the unexpected. Flight lets the Demilich soar through the air with an eerie elegance, covering up to half its flying speed. It's like saying, I'm not just chilling in my tomb, I'm chilling in the sky. Also a good way to say, fuck you, fighter, and just get the hell out if you have to. Following that, Cloud of Dust is the Demilich's sleight of hand, conjuring a whirlwind of dust that blinds creatures within 10 feet. These unsuspecting victims must make a Constitution saving throw DC 15 to keep their wits amidst the chaos. It's as if the Demilich is hosting a twisted game of peekaboo with a sinister twist, leaving those affected fumbling in the darkness. After that, Vile Curse is a Demilich's curse-laden gambit. Creatures within 30 feet face the challenge of a DC 15 Wisdom saving throw to avert the curse's grasp. Once it's there, they find themselves disadvantaged on both attacks and saves, as if the Demilich has marked them for supernatural misfortune. Victims can strive to break free by repeating a saving throw at the end of their turns, a relentless struggle against the Demilich's malevolent grip. Each legendary action is a stroke from the Demilich's dark palette, a brush of its otherworldly power onto the canvas of terror. Positioned strategically within its turn, and between others, these actions showcase not only the Demilich's mastery, but also its relentless pursuit of dread. Now prepare to enter the dark and treacherous realm of the Demilich's Lair, where traps, monsters, and the Demilich's own malevolent essence interweaves to create an atmosphere of haunting dread. Let's uncover the intricacies of this sinister domain and explore how it challenges adventurers. At the eerie juncture of Initiative Count 20, the Demilich's Lair comes to life with Lair actions. Rolling a d20 with the suspense of a dark ritual, the Demilich crafts its next move. On roll of 11 or higher, the Lair unleashes one of 3 chilling effects, each more nightmarish than the last. For the first Lair action, the tomb trembles with an unsettling force, demanding dexterity saving throws DC 19 from all creatures on its floor. Those who falter are sent crashing to the ground in a tumultuous dance of chaos. For a second Lair action, the Demilich sets its sights on a target within 60 feet, causing an anti-magic field around it until the next Initiative Count 20. It's as if the Demilich is a conductor, orchestrating a symphony of nullified enchantments. In other words, fuck your haste and fuck your protection from good and evil. And pray you're not flying at the time with the fly spell, cause I'm gonna drop you. And for the last Lair action, the Demilich takes control of the life force within 30 feet, prohibiting any targets from regaining hit points until the next Initiative Count 20. It's as if the very essence of vitality shrinks in the presence of the Demilich's dominance. These Lair actions showcase the Demilich's influence over its domain, perpetuating its reign of terror with every unsettling roll of the d20. Now let's talk about its Lair traits. The Demilich's tomb is a web of traps and enchantments, a spider's den of malevolent design. Its first trait is, the tomb's entrance inflicts a harsh welcome to non-evil interlopers once upon entry, dealing 16 or 3d10 necrotic damage as they breach its boundaries. It's like the tomb is saying only those who embrace darkness may enter unscathed. For this second trait, the monsters dwelling within the tombs possess unnatural resistance to charm, fear, and effects that would turn them undead. It's as if the Demilich's presence lends them a shield against the intruder's manipulation. Lastly, the tomb's boundaries are guarded by an arcane ward against unauthorized magical travel. Creatures uninvited by the Demilich can't teleport or plan to travel into or out of the area. Those who dare exploit teleportation within the tomb do so at the risk of being caught in the Demilich's snare. The Demilich's Lair trait paints a vivid picture of a domain inextricably tied to its master's dark power, a place where only the most resilient adventurers may survive. May is a key word there. Now that we talk about its features, let's talk settings. As usual, here are 3 settings that could work for your world. Number 1, we have the Crypt of Whispering Shadows. In the heart of a long-forgotten forest lies the Crypt of Whispering Shadows. This ancient burial ground is home to a Demilich known as Nefarian, the Ebon Revenant. Nefarian was once a powerful necromancer who sought to defy death itself, but in his quest for immortality, he became an abomination of undeath. Now, the crypt's once silent whispers have turned into haunting echoes as Nefarian's insatiable hunger for souls reverberates through the land. For plot hooks, we have the Soul's Cry. Adventurers are hired by the desperate village plagued by unnatural occurrences. They must journey into the Crypt of Whispering Shadows to find the source of the disturbances. Rumors speak of Nefarian's unsatiable hunger, and the villagers believe that this malevolent presence must be banished for their woes to end. Following that, we have Undying Ambition. A group of ambitious necromancers seek to tap into the power of Nefarian's Demilich form. They hire the party to retrieve a powerful artifact hidden deep within the crypt. Little do they know, disturbing the Demilich's lair might awaken Nefarian's wrath. Now, for a unique element, the crypt is perpetually shrouded in twilight, and its layout constantly shifts, creating a maze-like environment. Additionally, whispers from long-lost souls provide cryptic clues or warnings as the adventurers navigate the treacherous depths. For a twist, the adventurers discover Nefarian's transformation was not a curse inflicted upon him, but a choice he made willingly to attain ultimate power. He believes that by harnessing the souls of those who venture into his crypt, he can ascend to a godlike status. This, however, is not the case, as the party learns of how the ritual failed and left Nefarian trapped inside this new form of Demilich, to hunger for all eternity. For his second setting, we have the Labyrinth of Forgotten Dreams. Buried beneath a sprawling desert is a labyrinth of forgotten dreams, a complex maze built by the ancient civilization of Icaria. Within its depths reside the Demilich known as Sapphira, the Enigma Queen. Sapphira was a brilliant enchanter in life who became obsessed with unraveling the secrets of the universe. Now her labyrinth is a nexus of reality-bending magic and forgotten memories. The party stumbles upon a hidden entrance to the Labyrinth of Forgotten Dreams. They enter to discover that time and space are warped within its walls. So the adventurers must navigate its shifting paths to find a way out and avoid becoming lost in its timeless depths. The second plot hook is Magic's Prize. A desperate mage seeks the power hidden within the labyrinths to cure a loved one's terminal illness. The party is hired to retrieve a potent artifact rumored to be guarded by Sapphira. However, the enigmatic nature of the labyrinth means that the artifact may come at a price. For a unique element, the labyrinth's passages can twist and contort based on the thoughts and memories of those within it, creating surreal landscapes and unexpected challenges. Adventurers may find themselves walking through a vivid memory or confronting their deepest fears. For a twist, the adventurers discover that Sapphira's obsession with unraveling the universe's secrets led her to inadvertently create a labyrinth's reality-bending magic. She remains trapped within, trying to find a way to escape her own creation. For our third setting, we have the cursed citadel of Endless Night. Perched on a desolate cliff overlooking the sea shrouded in perpetual darkness stands the cursed citadel of Endless Night. Within its grim walls resides the Demilich called Morvis, the Eternal Shadow. Morvis was a scholar who delved too deeply into forbidden knowledge, and eventually cursing himself with eternal darkness. Now the Citadel is a twisted reflection of his obsession, a realm where shadow holds dominion. For first plot hook, we have the Eternal Darkness. The party receives a plea from a remote village plagued by the never-ending night. They learn the darkness originates from the cursed Citadel of Endless Night, and must venture inside to find a way to lift the curse, but they must navigate through the Citadel's shadowy depths. For a second plot hook, we have Shadows of Power. A cult seeks to harness the Citadel's dark energies to plunge the world into eternal night, believing it will grant them ultimate power. The adventurers are tasked with infiltrating the cult's ranks, gather information, and thwart their nefarious plans. Just throwing this out there, this was a really cool one to also have a second BBG like a vampire or something like that. I know it's super cliche, but fuck it, it sounds badass. For a unique element, the Citadel's layout is shaped by its shadowy nature. Illuminated areas may cast moving shadows that create portals or traps, while hidden corridors may reveal themselves only in darkness. For a twist, Morvis didn't curse himself accidentally. He made a deliberate pact with a shadowy entity to gain forbidden knowledge. The Citadel itself is the physical manifestation of that pact, and Morvis now serves as its guardian, luring adventurers to feed their souls to his dark benefactor. That's all we have for settings, so let's talk about unique features. I created the following features to enhance the Demilich's already powerful repertoire. Our first feature is Ethereal Grasp. The Demilich's connection to the ethereal plane is harnessed to ensnare and manipulate its foes. As a reaction, when a creature within 10 feet of the Demilich attempts to move away from it, the Demilich can make a special melee attack against the creature. If the attack hits, the target is grappled and pulled into the ethereal plane until the start of the Demilich's next turn. Ethereal Grasp introduces a tactical layer to the Demilich's combat strategy. It exploits the ethereal plane, a realm beyond the physical, to tap and isolate foes who attempt to retreat. The ability to grapple and pull a target into the ethereal plane can disrupt the battlefield and create strategic advantages. This unexpected twist showcases the Demilich's mastery over both the material and ethereal realms. Its second feature is Unholy Resonance. The Demilich can tap into the eerie vibrations of its tomb, channeling them into a devastating sonic wave. It emits a resonating pulse centered on itself that ripples through the air, affecting all creatures within 20 feet. Each creature must make a DC 18 Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, they take 36 or 88 thunder damage, and are deafened for 1 minute. On a successful save, they take half damage and are not deafened. Unholy Resonance adds a new layer of dread to the Demilich's arsenal. This ability allows the Demilich to command the very essence of its slayer, unleashing a sonic assault that echoes with malevolent power. The ability to damage multiple creatures at once, coupled with the chance to temporarily impair their senses, further solidifies the Demilich's dominance over the battlefield. Lastly, we have Necromantic Amplification. The Demilich taps into the necromantic energy permeating its slayer, harnessing it to empower its spells. Whenever the Demilich casts a spell that deals necrotic damage, it can choose to amplify the spell's potency. The damage dice of the spell's necrotic damage is increased by 1 step, ergo from D8 to D10. This feature can only be used once per turn. Necromantic Amplification takes advantage of the Demilich's environment, allowing it to harness the latent necromantic energy within the lair to supercharge its spells. This ability strengthens the Demilich's spellcasting capabilities, making its necrotic spells even deadlier. By enhancing the damage dice, the Demilich reinforces its theme as Master of Dark Magic, capable of manipulating the very essence of death to devastating effects. Now, for this to work, you might have to give your monster spells to use, since the Demilich does not start with any spells, or at least not in his sheet anyway. For the love of God, give him Circle of Death, it's amazing. That's all for this video. Please like, follow, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on the next drop. If you enjoy this content, check out our other stuff. Like, do it, you know you want to. Also, tell me about your favorite encounter with the Demilich in the comment section below. Have a good one.